Everyone ready? Yep. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is now 6:30 p.m. This is the special meeting, Planning and Zoning Commission tonight, July the 22nd, 2024. We do have a quorum here tonight. You have myself, Derek Parks as the chair. To my left, we have Michael, vice chair, excuse me. And to my right, you have Karen Stanfield, which she is a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. The item here tonight is new business, which is our number 2 on the sheet of paper if you have it. Is a conduct a public hearing and consider a zoning change from Plan Development 107 Revised 4, which is also PD 107 R4, to Plan Development 107 Revised 5, which is also known as PD 107 R5, for temporary off-site parking on the site addressed as 621 North Interstate 35, City of Red Oak, Texas, and described as Lot 2, Block A of Red Oak Legacy Square addition to serve the parking needs of the site addressed as 615 North Interstate 35 and described as Lot 1, Block A, Red Oak Legacy Square addition. Parking and landscaping modifications will be made to the site addressed as 615 North Interstate 35, City of Red Oak, Ellis County, Texas. Case number Z as in zebra, C as in cat 24-12, requested by Victron. Staff, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. The applicant is requesting to have temporary off-site overflow parking due to the high demand for the B&B Theater. This is the site's location. Unfortunately, it's not on the aerial, but this is where the theater is built. And this is the proposed location of the off-site temporary gravel off-site parking. So they're requesting to use that as the temporary parking due to the demand. There have been a couple of modifications from what is listed in the packet. So originally in the request, it's showing for 36 months. They did today request for that to be put down to 30 months. And they did submit this exhibit to show that the site to the south of Harmony Way will have 68 shared parking spaces, permanent parking spaces in the future. And the customers or patronizers of the B&B Theater will eventually be able to use the 68 shared parking spaces when this site south of Harmony Way begins to develop. So there are currently 479 parking spaces. The zoning was approved with, well, it actually requires 479 parking spaces, but the existing now is only 468 parking spaces. The extra 11 spaces it was supposed to be on this site here. And the reason they did not pave those parking spaces is because the owner has some plans to put either a pickleball court or volleyball court within a year. Staff is recommending approval based on the condition that within 30 months, there be some sort of permanent development on the south side with the 68 shared parking spaces. If that does not get developed, then the gravel parking will no longer be allowed to be permitted. Or when this site eventually develops, the gravel parking will cease to exist. Staff is also recommending that some sort of temporary lighting solution be placed, especially on this side of the site. They're planning to use the future Olive Garden lighting here on the screen. But for now, since it's not going to be the site, it's not yet developed, the Olive Garden site, we're recommending there be some sort of temporary lighting solution on this site.
Okay.
There's existing lighting here. And then also along 35, the service road. There were no letters in support or opposition received to the request.
Okay. All right, thank you. Emma.
Mhm.
Emma is the planning and zoning manager. I'm sorry to missed her name. She's a planning and zoning manager that just presented it, the data you just heard. This is a public hearing. So those who want to go first, you can speak regarding this item. Please state your name, your address, and those that may be against this item, you can go second and state your case, and please, again, state your name and your address, please. So now the floor is open.
Good evening. My name is Mohammed Sharaf. I live at 3412 Ovilla Road, and I am here representing the applicant. I'm here with Victron Energy. We're a partner with Red Oak Ali Cinemas, the movie theater. So first, thank you guys for making time for this kind of irregularly scheduled meeting. We're really grateful for it. I want to give a little bit of kind of context for what we're requesting, and of course, happy to answer any questions or concerns. In short, we started working on this project in 2017. We opened the theater finally last May, and there's kind of they say you shouldn't build a church for Easter Sunday, and so we anticipated it would be a strong movie theater, but we never in our wildest dreams imagined it would be in the top 10 highest grossing movie theaters in North America. And that's what we've been weekend after weekend, day after day. For several movies, King Kong, the month that we opened, we were the #1 highest grossing movie theater in North America, #1 of 4,000. And so I think no theater anywhere could handle the kind of demand that we've had. And I don't remember precisely the numbers, but I vaguely recall whenever we first did the parking calculations, we were required to put in somewhere around 370, 380 parking spots. It made sense for the site with where we were putting in the drives for us to put in. I believe we ended up at 480 or so. And so we had actually thought we had overparked the movie theater, and I had been concerned for a long time. You know, we'd wasted a bunch of money on that, but fortunately, we've had so far the opposite problem. So we think in the long term, as the Red Oak Legacy Square development kind of fleshes out, you know, and we're able to bring in more restaurants, hotels, grocers, those kinds of users, you know, the cross parking is going to allow folks to go back and forth and not have to leave or have to park on the street like they're having to today. But what we're proposing now is, you know, because of all of the demand that we have, because of people starting to feel frustrated that they can't find any parking and parking on the streets and so on, we wanted to propose a temporary solution that would allow us to put in 85 or so additional parks as an interim solution, while hopefully the Olive Garden is going to be open sometime next year. And then we have several more great users, great restaurants that we're in the final stages of signing contracts with that are going to be coming. And so that's about the gist of it. If there's any questions or comments, I'm happy to hear it. And overall, we're really grateful to the city of Red Oak, to all the support we've had from P&Z council staff and the community. It's a great problem to have, but we don't like to turn a single person away. So we're trying to get this done as quickly as we can. And I appreciate it again.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Anyone else for or against? If not, can I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
I move we close the public hearing.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Public hearing has been closed. Commissioners, have any questions or concerns?
I have some questions for staff. Are we comfortable with 30 months I appreciate that the applicant reduced it from 36 to 30, but is 30 a good number? Is that too long?
So with this site, it's really unique because of, I'm not sure if there's any precedence of having this much demand in parking anywhere in the city. So that's why we were comfortable with it. But we also have that exhibit showing that in the future, there is going to be some sort of permanent parking that's going to be provided that's shared. So that's going to be an overabundance of what's required for the proposed development south of Harmony Way. So yeah,
So
Mhm.
If I read it right, when that relief is provided with the permanent parking, then the temporary parking will go away?
correct, yes.
Do we have any limitations or any wording in there for limitations on what kind of vehicles can be parked in the temporary parking?
Like trucks or,
Staging for heavy equipment and that sort of thing?
yeah, this is just limited to parking for the overflow for parking for the theaters. But it's not specific language for storage, but anything that's not specifically mentioned here would fall under our zoning ordinance. So that our zoning ordinance doesn't permit any sort of storage on this site. I don't know if that addresses that.
Parking of heavy equipment be considered storage?
Correct.
I see that we talked about some lighting that looks like there's only lighting south side park into the temporary parking. I don't know if the police department's been asked.
Yes,
That's a pretty dark area with the construction on 35. There's gonna be limited lighting coming in from the other side and eventually when they start tearing that area up. Should we consider having lighting on the opposite side just for safety and for property concerns for vehicles parked in that area?
so with this lighting on this site here, it should be enough. We usually require it to be about 200 to 300 feet. There should be a lighting pole, so it really should cover this area. Oh, sorry, this area here. Eventually, this lighting will cover, if these are placed here, it'll cover all of this area. Which is why in our recommendation, we propose that there be a temporary lighting solution be provided as a condition of approval. On the parking spaces,
18,
so they're each 9 feet.
46 feet to that whole area?
Yeah,
So you said there will be temporary lighting on this part?
that's our recommendation to the applicant, is to install temporary lighting until the Olive Garden installs the lighting in this area. And then there's also another lighting right here to the north,
Okay.
Okay, where is there lighting on?
right here to the north. Okay.
Karen, do you have something you want to add or questions?
I assume the answer is no, but I just wanted to make sure it's not feasible to go ahead and build part of the parking lot on the parcel to the south to go ahead and have these spots paved.
Permanent,
Right.
typically that'll come with development.
Wouldn't want to go out there because that restricts exactly what you can do with those pad sites out front. So if you ended up, they need extra 50 square feet to build it. Back off with the freeway a little bit, and you want to be able to not have it. So, and plus it would, and then this is not a big concern for us, but for the developer, it makes a lot more sense for them to go out and pave a larger area all at once as opposed to paving this and paving this just from a cost perspective. But it restricts what you can do with those pads up on the front.
But this was to the south, where they're gonna be counting in later anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, typically we'd want to, if it's permanent parking, just because it's not a use in itself, so we want it to accompany the primary development. Um,
Okay.
And I know cost is it's not a factor for us, but
Yeah, any other questions? If not, can I get a motion, please, for agenda item 1?
I want to make a motion. I want to make sure y'all make recommendations for the temporary lighting. Are they committed to doing that? Yes.
Like this condition.
and do we need to state 30 months in our motion?
correct, yes, please.
Is there anything else we need to state in our motion?
Yes, if you can include reference to, and we can call this Exhibit C, that the shared parking will be used and as shown in Exhibit C. And then there's the option of that site being developed. That's another option of the time schedule. Yes.
All right, so I'll move that we approve this request with the conditions that there is a permanent solution found within 30 months,
Correct.
that it includes temporary lighting,
Mhm.
and that, am I wording this correctly? A permanent solution would be, shared parking spaces with the property to the south as shown in Exhibit C.
Correct.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Agenda, new business, number 1 has been approved for tonight. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you.